Welcome to this week's edition of Mountain Outhouse News. I'm your host, Jam. This is the craziest shit to happen in running this week. This week's stories include Kipchoge's future ultra plans, Heather Anderson's unsupported Arizona Trail record, and Hardcore 100's no-shirt DQ. We kick off this week with some happenings in the backyard racing circuit. This format has really come of age in the past couple years, and two prominent races took place in this last week. First, at the Sky Pilot's URA backyard. Christian Arullo of Boulder edged out Megan Eckert of Santa Fe for the win in 49 hours with 204.33 miles. Next, to the Capitol backyard in Maryland, which serves as a golden ticket race for the World Championship event. This also saw a duel between the top man and woman, with Levi Yoder edging out Jen Rousseau after 270 miles. UTMB Group has announced a new anti-doping program partnering with the International Testing Agency, which was formed in 2016 and handles anti-doping measures for over 60 international federations and major event organizers. As part of this program, there will be systemic and random testing done by the ITA that aligns with the World Anti-Doping Agency, or WADA. Good to see. Eliud Kipchoge, on a recent podcast with Floris German ahead of this summer's Olympic Games, discussed his future in trail and ultra running space. He mentioned that he loves trail running and would love to run an ultra marathon in Switzerland or the United States. Could this pave the way for Kipchoge to run UTMB, Western States, or Leadville? Only time will tell. Tragedy struck at the Keys 100 as two participants were hit by a car after the driver reportedly fell asleep at the wheel. The Keys 100 is a point-to-point road race in the Florida Keys on a connection of sidewalks, bridges, and road shoulders that goes roughly from Key Largo to Key West. The incident apparently took place on 7 Mile Bridge sometime after the 50-mile mark of the race. Matt and Gabriel, the runners affected, received some serious injuries that sent both to the hospital. Matt, who's a surgeon and professional marathon runner, lost part of his right arm in the accident. Best wishes to those affected. Third place finisher at the Helsinki City Running Day half marathon was hooked by a fisherman as he crossed the Lutasari Bridge as a gust of wind caught a lure and sent it straight towards Leonid Latsipov. 4 hooks penetrated his clothing and lower leg, and fishing line entangled him. He still managed to run a 1:07.06 for third, but the mishap likely cost him second place. She did it. Heather Anderson completed her legendary unsupported thru hike of the 800-mile-long Arizona Trail in record time. The only other documented unsupported thru hike, at least posted on the fastest known time website, was Art Brody back in 2021, who did it in 28 days, 3 hours, 11 minutes. Heather seemingly battled it all out there, including snow on the North Rim, to set a new standard of 24 days, 1 hour, 12 minutes. Let me remind viewers that unsupported means she received no outside support or aid other than natural on-course water sources for her entire trek across the state. She carried all her own food and supplies from Mexico to Utah. Heather previously held the self-supported record of the AZT, 19 days, 17 hours, which she set back in 2016, so she's no stranger to the trail. Lascon continues his way west as he just hit the Gateway Arch in St. Louis and crossed the Mississippi River. He's making steady progress, but reports are he's behind and in search of crew to continue his journey. It's been slower than expected. Also of note regarding Laz is that writer Jared Beasley, who covered the first part of this Transcon this year, as well as being at Barkley, inked a book deal that will launch in 2025 called The Endurance Artist, with the subtitle of A Racemaker's Mad Quest to Reimagine Failure, which will outline Laz and his mad genius trail races. We saw a new women's 10,000-meter record set at the Prefontaine Classic by Beatrice Chebet of Kenya in a time of 28:54, which is the first time a woman has run under the 29-hour barrier for the distance. The previous best was Letsabet Gertie's 29:01. The king is back. Kilian Jornet wins his 11th career Zama race as the Golden Trail World Series continues its tour, and it wasn't even close. Kilian's winning time of 3:38.07. If we removed that, it would be a real race on our hands for 2nd through 5th, as those men finished within 86 seconds of each other, but 8 minutes back of Kilian. As for the ladies, Sylvia Nordskar also had a comfortable win of over 6 minutes in a time of 4:29.12, with a similar grouping of 2nd through 5th ladies, all within 2 minutes of one another. Christian Morgan may be best known for his southbound supported record he set on the Appalachian Trail last year of 45 days, 4 hours, 27 minutes, that bested Carl Meltzer's record time set back in 2016, is back on the trail. This time he's heading northbound, no doubt with Carl Saab's overall record of 41 days, 7 hours, 29 minutes in mind. He set off from Springer Mountain, Georgia, May 25th at 3:55 a.m. and knocked out 57 miles on his first day. Be sure to follow along on his Instagram with daily updates at Christian Ultra. The winner of the Hardcore 100, one of the toughest 100-milers in the world, located in the Philippines with almost 39,000 feet of climb, was disqualified after the race for a surprising reason. Jacob Matalong, who was the first to complete this year's race in 31 hours 40 minutes, was disqualified under violation of Rule 33, which states running without a shirt or top is not allowed and will result in disqualification. When I first heard of this, I dismissed it as ridiculous, but there's an actual public indecency law in the Philippines where you cannot go shirtless in many places. Who knew? After the DQ, the winner was Kirk Russell Sulo in a time of 34:11. First female was Julian Morales in 41:22. This next brings us to the rule book of the SkyRunner World Series, which also has a no-shirt rule, Rule 13.2. It states it is compulsory to wear a shirt or similar and shorts for the duration of the race. Failure to respect this rule will result in a penalty. We'll be sure to keep watch on this, but consider yourself warned. Speaking of skyrunning, the Mexico Sky Challenge just took place this weekend with a stout field, which saw Abraham Hernandez take the win on a brutal course of around 22 miles with almost 10,000 feet of gain in 4:37, while Karina Carrillo won in a time of 5:43 for the ladies. These locals beat off some top Americans, where the ladies did especially well. Top American man was Morgan Elliott in time of 5:08:22, and top American woman was Kelly Wolf in 5:52:07. Spring Energy has come under increasing scrutiny for their nutrition data claims on their Awesome Sauce Energy Gel. The product, which is made of a base of rice, apple juice, apple sauce, yams, and maple syrup, has been reported by Spring to contain 180 calories, 45 grams of carbohydrates. This was originally called into question on the Ultra Running Reddit page when a user posted their results dehydrating the product, calling into question the actual caloric value. This has caught wind in the community, and some of the official independent lab results are starting to be posted publicly. The latest from CTS coach Jason Koop, who posted the lab results on his website and social media, show that the product he sent to a lab direct from the feed only contains 18 grams of carbs and 75 total calories. We're still waiting on some other reports to come back, including a GoFundMe project that is not only testing Spring, but several other popular brands. We've yet to hear an official public statement from Spring, but they did as of the scripting of this show, and on the day after Koop's video went viral, pulled Awesome Sauce off their website. We'll have more next week as this unfolds. That's it for this episode. Have a shitty week.